Well, Coach, what does it mean to get back to touring the state again this year?
That's always fun. The kids get excited about it. This is practice 6, so anything you can do to spice things up a little bit, they get pretty excited about. So coming to a different part of the state, was important to us, and I think our guys are pretty excited about going out there and getting another practice in.
How are you adjusting to your somewhat new role working with the quarterbacks?
That's not new. I mean, my job's been the same. I'm spending a little bit more hands-on time with them in the meeting room, but other than that, my job hadn't changed.
How have the quarterbacks progressed? Skylar, William, how'd they look?
Yeah, both of them good. Skylar's operating, extremely well. He's had a lot more reps. When we pulled his red shirt last year, he started getting a bunch more reps. But you can tell William's also taking some reps. He was the backup there for a few games early in the year. So, but both of those guys are much farther ahead than the 2 young pups. But those young guys are a tenth of. They're both smart. Both David and Chris, both are smart kids, and they're picking things up. They're no matter who I'm talking to, they're listening. So I'm excited about those guys, and how it's gonna be fun to watch those guys progress. But for the time being, we're gonna have to dump all the reps into Skylar and William. That's who you'll see get the reps here today.
You said practice 6. Do you know anything about this team now that you didn't even just a few weeks ago?
Not really. I like where we're at. I mean, I like this team. We got a lot of. I said this. Numerous times. We got a lot of veteran guys that have played a lot of football. So you'll see our defense out there fly around. Our defense looks good, and they should. We're the second year in the same system for a guy like Barber and Kwiatkowski. When they first got here, they were learning this system. So it makes sense to them. They know what they're doing. All those guys got a bunch of experience, and they look real good. So, offensively, it's the same thing. We got a bunch of guys that have been taught the same stuff here for the last several years. So, it's a veteran group. It's one that we've been looking forward to for quite some time.
How is Barber looking, getting it back out there?
Great. It's the best I've seen him. I mean, he's in shape. He's motivated. He knows the defense as well as any of our defensive coaches do, just because he's been here so long. Call him Coach Barber for a reason. I mean, he spent the whole year in rehab coaching, basically. So it brings another veteran leader to the defense that you can't have enough of those guys.
Have you seen the changes in progression along the defensive line that you wanted with the new coach?
I have. Bruce has done a great job. Damon's still learning, and continues to kind of figure out his way, but just an unbelievable motivator is what I see out of him. But Bruce, you can see from a technique point of view, it looks different. Kyle Rose looks great. We can't move him. He looks great. Christian Brown looks good. Noble looks better. Those guys got some ability, and they've played a lot of football. But from the technique point of view, it looks like it's night and day.
What have you seen out of the outside receiver battle?
Oh, it's nothing yet. Nothing yet. Those guys. Those guys take their. We got 5 of them repping. But we got. You all right back there? Jeez. Who do you think? Monturo over here. They're just really inexperienced and really green. A lot of young guys. Shelton's made a couple of plays downfield. Mathis has probably been our most steady guy, but by no means are we ready to, make any decisions on those guys whatsoever. Plus the 3 new guys coming in. They're all 3 going to be at the outside. So we'll line up camp with 8 guys, and we'll probably have our most serious battles and serious talks in camp.
Panky moving inside, looking like still the right thing to do?
Yeah, he's great there. He's more comfortable there. So he's adjusting really well. The tackle spot is, Marquise Lucas looks like a 5th-year senior who knows what to do and is a different guy at this point. The other tackle spot's what we gotta figure out. You'll see Yadni Kajusi start out there at this point today. So it's far from over.
Nick O'Toole had struggled directionally some toward the end of the season. Has he kind of picked that back
up? Who's that?
Nick O'Toole.
Yeah, he knows he didn't have his best year. I mean, coming off of an all Big 12 performance, anything short of that is going to be disappointing to you. So, and that I was hard on him at times just because I know what he's capable of. He's capable of being an All-American punter, and he knows that, and so he's very motivated at this point.
What do you see out of the running backs, and particularly the guys who you know you have coming back and what you've gotten out of them, but also a guy like Thomas Williams who's really making his case this spring, I guess?
Well, you know, Wendell Smallwood is got a chance to be a special player. I mean, he can do. You'll see him doing a whole bunch of stuff out here. He looks just like Charles Sims did 2 years ago. Shell is good. He's you know, is gonna be everything we wanted to at running back. We need to find a couple of backups. You know, Dante hurt his knee the other day. You know, he's only had 2 practices where he looked good. You know, but then he hurt his knee and he hasn't practiced in 2 days. Moved Jackie Marcellus to running back, and he's showing some promise. You know, he's a tough kid that'll stick his nose up in there. And then Eli Wellman is getting a bunch of carries, and he always falls forward, which is important for a running back.
You mentioned Smallwood there. Versatility, you mentioned it with Sims, all the different things you're able to do. How much does that open things up for you when you've got a guy who can kind of do it all?
More the better. You know, the more of those guys we can have that can play running back, that can block, that can, you know, move a variety of positions and catch. I mean, it makes it hard for defensively to keep track of guys. So, you know, they're going to have to find 4 or 5 different spots that he could line up in, which is going to make it hard to defend him.
What have you seen from Mark Scott since he's, you know, gotten out there full time with that job?
Good. I don't see much of him because he's on the defensive side, but he's doing a lot with special teams, and he's Gibby's go-to guy in the box. You know, so he can coach all the positions on defense, and is going to continue to become you know, the guy that does a lot special teams wise, take some of that off of Joe's plate.
Have you found any punt returners?
Yeah, I'll be working 4 of them. We call them the small squad. We got Vernon, we got Jackie, we got Lamar Parker, and we got Squirt. So 4 of the smallest human beings that play college football would be back with me. It makes me look like a giant. But with those 4, we'll continue to work them.
Any other position changes? You mentioned moving Jackie. Anybody else moving around so far this spring?
Not really. Not that I'm aware of. I mean, we constantly try different things, but it's pretty much settled down.
All right.
Cool.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.